In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the superpower that every single individuals, both women and men, possess in their body. The superpower that I mentioned is the superpower that is actually seen as the most destructive thing. And that's kind of true. It's destructive. What we are going to be doing is using that destructive power to benefit us. You probably have guessed that. The superpower that I mentioned is the emotion. In our body, we have two types of emotions: the healing emotions and destructive emotions. Healing emotions are obvious, like they're the positive ones, the ones that actually make you feel better. Destructive emotions are the ones which oftentimes, if unled or if not controlled, cause some destruction, such as anger, madness, sadness, or anything like that. Anything that makes you feel bad, basically. That is the nature of emotions. Emotion is the energy inside of you, which is non-stop flowing. It always flows to some direction. You cannot actually just stop that or anything like that, because this energy is inside of you. It just doesn't disappear. It has to be led on some direction. Otherwise, it either is going to be destroying you or something else. The problem with the emotional people is that they do not control the emotions. They just follow the emotions the way they want to go. For example, if an emotional person feels like screaming at someone, he or she will scream at someone. If an emotional person feels like crying in front of the masses, he's going to be crying in front of the masses. That's why we get the school shooters, why we get the bullies, that's why we get the troubles, depressions coming out of families. It's all because of the uncontrolled, unled emotions. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about actually how useful that can be. I have my notes with me, by the way. Like, sometimes if I just look down, just know that I'm looking for some stuff that I've written. So basically, yeah, in our brain, in our mind, let's say, like in us, basically, we have two main things that control us. First, mind, our mind, the logical one, the clever one, the one who knows everything. And the emotions, the superpower, the strong one. You can be thinking about this stuff as the commander and I like to give this example a lot, and the soldier. Inside of it, like this strong power that has been given to you is capable of destroying a lot of stuff. It can either heal you or destroy you. It can either make you get some benefit from the things that you're doing, or it can make you destroy the things that you actually had to be building. And the mind is a logical one. He's the one who actually directs the soldier. He's the one controlling the soldier. He's the one commanding the soldier. A person without mind is a dangerous person. That person is kind of person who possesses good amount of energy but doesn't know how to use that. And the problem with that is that we actually have kind of good amount of people like that in nowadays society, let's say. There are people which are physically capable and they have zero to no control over their emotions. That's why we have pedophiles. That's why we have all these shitty stuff that are going in our society. It doesn't matter in what country, because in every country we actually have these kind of people. So it would actually be better for people to know how to use the emotions in the right way. The way to do that is basically following the path of the mind. So basically, let me just demonstrate these two things. A person without mind is a dangerous person. A person without emotions is a weak person, because he doesn't have any sort of... He's not powerful. He doesn't possess the power that is inside like every individual. That means that he doesn't have drive. So okay, you might be seeing some people which call themselves as Sigma males or anything like that. They be like, yeah, no feeling for women, no nothing like this. Like, I don't want to be doing this, I don't want to be doing that. I'm just focused on the thing that I'm doing well. that itself actually possesses some amount of emotions. Maybe they have been going through with some problems with dating, maybe they have been going through some problems related to the school and so on. So it caused these people to get some good amount of energy, some good amount of negative energy, and they actually used this energy to serve them. When you think about it, it's actually something really good. The destructive energy that I've mentioned can, like, first of all, to make it clear, that energy is, as a way I've mentioned, is destructive. That's a crazy amount of power that you possess. You cannot hold that energy. That's the first thing. You cannot hold that energy, because when you try to hold the energy, as a way I've said, it's going to be causing some destruction in you. That's why a lot of people, after going through some breakup or anything like that, they feel depressed, destroyed. The reason for that is basically because they just don't do anything with that energy. They just hold the energy inside of them, and that energy starts to destroy them and their character, and they feel like, it's like they go through some external events and there's no internal power that is supporting them, like as if everything is against them. That's why these kind of people actually feel weak, because even their inner superpower is against them. And there are other type of people which use this destructive energy on actually benefiting from it. You have to be knowing this. Your body doesn't know the difference between the energy that it creates. So the energy might be created from the sadness that you get, from the loss that you have, from the anger that you have, and so on. These kind of energies can actually be directed on the thing that you want to be achieving in your life. What you have to be using is using that energy as a reason. For example, you've gone through some breakup. Let's say, I like to give this example a lot because that's what I see with the teenagers around. That's the main problem that nowadays young generation is having. For example, let's say, you've gone through some breakup. There's some amount of internal pain inside of you. Energy that is inside of you makes you feel like breaking through the walls and so on, because you've just lost someone that you've cared about, you've imagined your future with, and that person decided to not to be with you, or you decided to not to be with that person. That doesn't matter. So your mind has formed some connection to that person, and all of a sudden, because of some reason, it just had to cut the bond that it has formed with some other individual, and that for sure itself is going to be causing some internal negative energy, and it's going to be triggering you to be aggressive towards these things, basically. And what you can be doing is taking that energy, and just like the way I've said, because of that event that has happened to you, you can be using it as, for example, let's say, that girl wasn't the right girl for me, and the reason why I got to date with that girl is because of this and this and this. So I have to be improving these areas, so that the person that I'm going to be meeting the next time, the person that I'm going to be dating the next time, or marrying the next time, is going to be not a person like this one, but a higher quality one, and she's not going to be possessing these kind of problems and so on. And by this way, you're going to be putting that energy on the things that you are doing. For example, it might be your studies, it might be the business that you have, it might be the YouTube channel that you want to start, it might be the physique that you want to be getting, and so on. What I'm saying here should not be sounding as pointless. You should not be getting this as over exaggerated. It's not. I'm talking from my own experience. Okay, so I have to be going some personal here. A few years ago, when I was 13, oh my bad, when I was 15 or 16, some age between that, I liked a girl from school, and the problem with me was I was a skinny guy, I was a short skinny guy, and there was not much going for me, because I didn't possess that much of things. I didn't have money. I didn't have a nice physique to, be attracted to. I wasn't tall. Like being tall itself is, to some degree, is some element for attractiveness, basically. And yeah, because of that, the girl that I liked chose to not to be with me, but with someone else who was taller than me, who had a better physique, and who had some good amount of money. Because of that, I felt some good amount of pain. I was feeling sad and so on. So for some amount of time, just like the way most of the people do, I let the internal energy, the destructive energy that I possessed because of some external event that was going on, to destroy me. I let that happen. But after some time, what I decided to do was starting to work out. Because of that, I got the decision of doing 10 push-ups a day. For that time, that was something huge for me because, as I said, I was a skinny guy who couldn't even lift his bag in a proper way. Because of that, I even had a bag which had these, small wheels on it. That was kind of embarrassing, but anyway. So I started working out every day. I started doing 10 push-ups, and by the time I increased the number, and right now I have a really good physique that I'm proud of. Like, whenever somebody actually sees my physique, they'd be like, oh my god, mate, like, you look like a UFC fighter. That kind of is cool, They appreciate the way that I look. And let me tell you something. If that time I didn't choose to put that energy on achieving my goal and on getting a nice physique, I wouldn't be on a stage where I am right now. That's why you have to be trying the same thing anytime you go through any problem. Just direct that energy on the thing that you want to be achieving. Use that superpower. You have this as a superpower. Like, imagine this. When you actually think about this, you're going to be understanding the power of that thing. Because of that power, a lot of school shootings are happening. Because of that power, a lot of people are actually losing their lives. A lot of people are actually becoming some criminals and so on. And a lot of people actually become some bodybuilders, some athletes, or they become some millionaires. Depending on the way you choose to direct the energy, you're going to be getting some results. There's nothing like doing nothing with that energy, because that energy cannot be held. By the time passes, that energy is going to be staying inside of you and it's going to be destroying you from inside, which is not the thing that we want, definitely. That's why what you have to be doing is choosing a way, choosing a direction, choosing a goal, and using that energy on your way to your goal. I promise you, if you do that in the proper way, you're going to be getting far better results than most of the guys which have the same goal as you. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you use your emotions in the right way. See you in the next video, my brother.